Welcome back. I've not done a video for a little while. I've been very busy with work and life in general. And something that cropped up on my feed just recently was a whole series of cleaning videos, cleaning this and cleaning that and checking guns are good, etc, etc, etc. But none of them showed someone actually using a bore scope to see what's going on in the chamber, the throat, and then where the rifling starts and how dirty the barrel really is. So we've had one of our training guns out with a client. It's an AR, so it's a very generic type of black gun. And I thought, oh well, we'll bore scope it first. We'll go through the cleaning process, and then we'll bore scope it again to see what physical changes you can actually see. That's worked. That's actually cleaned the gun out. So let's give that a go. So as I said, it's a very generic well, you're not allowed to call them M4s. It's an AR-15 UK spec straight pull rifle. This one is a 15-inch barrel. And as I said, we use this as one of our training rifles because it's a very, very easy system to teach, and it gives very consistent results. And this one's a Schmeiser, which I think for the money is probably the best value that you can get. And I'll just quickly show you how YouTube now wants us to demonstrate how guns come apart. So as per the new rules, YouTube doesn't like anyone to get any form of educational or gunsmithing. I mean, I say gunsmithing, it's an AR. I mean, basically you push two buttons, the thing falls apart like that. So it's kind of magical, really. And now we have our object that we're really interested in, which is the upper assembly. And we're going to give it an inspection with a bore scope first. So you're going to see some funny looking striations and stuff, and hopefully a load of coppery and rubbish, burned up powder and dirty stuff in there. So you're going to see something quite interesting for the moment. So what was pretty obvious there was the bore scope. You could see it as it went into the chamber, and then it went to the shoulder where the case ends, and then it jumps the little bit where the free bore is, and then it travels down the rifling, and you can see there's an enormous amount of yuck stuff down there, copper deposits, bits of brass torn off. You could see there's like a carbon ring around where the end of the case is for a while, and then just the barrel throughout its length has this horrendous, I feel really embarrassed about this now, has a horrendous layer of crud in it. So this is probably it's at least 6 training sessions, so it's probably about close to 300 rounds it's had through it at quite a good rate of knots. So let's start the cleaning process, and then let's see what it looks like afterwards. Literally just by giving the cleaning rod a wipe over to get rid of any excess eliminator, it's pretty obvious that there's a lot of gunk inside the barrel already. So this is like a little Rorschach print of what's going on in there. So we'll give that 10 minutes to cook up, and then we'll start cleaning out the excess and see what those patches look like. Again, this is just the first patch in, just to give the chamber a little brush up. And again, you can see an enormous amount of fouling in there. And now we're going to move into the bore. And this is the first of the bore patches to go down there, and you can see how much rubbish has come out of that. So got about 50 more patches to go through it, and then we'll see where we're at. So this is about 4 or 5 patches in, and you can really see the copper deposition coming off. So now we just basically keep wet patching it until we get rid of that, and the patch should be clean. About 30 patches. It's getting a lot tidier, and there's a lot less kind of rubbish that's coming out of the barrel. So we'll just keep going a little bit more, and do some carbon fouling as well, and then that should be good to go for a little test. Right, So we went from that, which as you can see is pretty horrendous, to the last one that's just gone through, which is that, which is a lot cleaner. And now we'll give the bore a quick inspection with the bore scope, and we'll see what that looks like. And as if by magic, it's all back together again. Ta-da! And I can go back in the armory now. The key thing is, if you've got a cleaning regime and a cleaning practice, a way, a methodology of how you do it, a bore scope is really useful because you can actually see what's going on rather than going, yeah, I think that's clean enough. That should be all right. If you check it beforehand, check it after, there's absolutely no doubt that the thing is clean, and also it allows you to check where that free bore is, because after a period of time you can get metallurgical changes in the chamber, which usually means that the barrel is kind of on its way out. You've got fire cracking and crazy paving patterns that start happening at that thing. That's usually more for very high pressure rounds. It's not really something that should happen in an AR, but where the barrel and the barrel extension joins together, it's always nice to have a little look in there and see what's going on. You can also inspect the outer part of the chamber, see if there's any annular rings in there. Sometimes it's an indicator of if it's a second-hand gun, who's aggressively cleaned it, sometimes using power tools and all sorts of things, which can give you other really weird errors, faults, where it's hard to extract the bolt, because the case is expanded into the chamber and grips into this chamber very tightly, and you can't get the bolt back, especially with an AR or a straight pull of some sort. If you found this useful, give it a like, send me a comment. If you're telling me I've done it all wrong, again, I'm more than happy to put my hands up to it, and I will try and clean the workshop up a little bit.